Welcome back to 6 Minutes. This is Bob Proctor, and I'm going to give you an idea that you will see immediate value in, not just for yourself, but for your kids if you have any. Quite a long time ago, I was doing a lot of work for a pretty big company, and some of the executives asked me if I would coach some of their kids. Now, I wasn't really looking for anything to do, but finally I said, okay. So there was about a dozen kids, and I worked with them over a 12-week period for 1 hour a week. And it was almost all on conference call. There was a couple of the kids I did meet and sit down with for maybe 30 or 40 minutes. But outside of that, it was all a class that I run. It was a group class with them, and I just worked with them for 1 hour a week. At the end of the 12 weeks, these kids stood on a stage in Kansas City in front of 10,000 people. And they had that audience captivated. In fact, the parents, the audience, were taking notes. These kids were that good. Now, kids get it faster than adults. You know, children are making up their mind. The parents have to change their mind. That's much more difficult. Well, at any rate, I started with these kids, and I was trying to teach them the difference between reacting and responding. And I said, this one little guy, do you involved in any sports, or do you get any problem at school? He said, yeah, I got in a problem last week. And I said, why? He said, I told the coach that he was stupid. And I said, well, that'll probably get you in trouble pretty fast. I said, what were you playing? He says, basketball. And he just made some dumb calls. And I said, and what'd you say? I told him they were dumb calls. And I got in trouble. I got kicked out of the game, and I got a detention where I had to do extra work. I said, well, let's look at it this way. I said, you're probably not going to teach the coach anything. And I said, the coach probably isn't the greatest coach in the world, or he'd be in the NBA or something like that, coaching major ball. But I said, he's doing the best he can with what he's got, and he didn't deliberately make mistakes. So when he makes a mistake like that, if you let that bother you and you react, you're going to get in trouble. He said, yeah. And I said, now, when you react to a situation, the situation is in control of you. When you respond to the situation, you stay in control. So you could have looked, nothing would have changed. The coach still would have made a dumb call, and he may have been a dumb coach at that particular moment. But you could have said to yourself, that was a dumb call. I'll bet Phil Jackson would never have made a call like that. But what the heck? It doesn't really matter. And then get on with the game. You wouldn't have upset the coach. You wouldn't have gotten in trouble. You'd have stayed in the game. Do you see the difference? He said, yeah. And I said, do any of the others get in trouble? Well, this one little girl said, I got in trouble the other day. And I said, why? And she says, I hit a boy. And I said, why did you hit him? Well, she said he was saying stupid things to me. I said, I see. And so you hit him? Yeah. And you got in trouble? Yeah. I said, well, you know, I think she was around 13. Ashley was her name. And I said, well, you know, Ashley, boys do dumb things. Boys don't grow up very fast. I know from personal experience, boys have puddles of dumb all around them, sometimes throughout their whole life, but certainly until they get a point of maturity, and they mature a lot slower than girls. So rather than hit him, you could have, which you did, and you reacted and you got in trouble, you could have looked at him and said, he's just like a little boy. He's not very bright. Well, I'm not going to let him bother me. And if you did that, you'd have got stronger. You see, when you respond, you get stronger. When you react, you get weaker because you're forming the habit of reacting. Now, you know, some women go through their whole life reacting to what men are doing, and some look at them and they respond. The ones that respond are the winners. The ones that react, they're the losers. There's a great lesson here for every one of us. When something happens, it's either going to control us or we're going to control it. There's one thing that's certain: something's going to happen. Somebody's going to say something. Somebody's going to do something. Some condition or circumstance is going to come in and really give you a whack. You have the ability to stand back, size the situation up and say, there's a learning experience here. I wonder what it is. And you're responding. When you react, you lose. So stop and think about that. It's the difference between reacting and responding. I know you want to win. So if you practice responding, and you're going to be able to practice it today, you're going to be able to practice it a number of times today, you're going to come up with results that stick. This is Bob Proctor. Thank you.